Hey y'all, it's Heel Heat time.
Hi everybody and welcome to Heel Heat. My name is George Coles and this is our WWE Monday Night Raw review. And yes folks, I'm finally back after 4 months of sporadic video posts. I have come out on the clear of it. Basically, to paraphrase, and I know I put in some comments on the sporadic posts I made, there was an opportunity with my job that involved me working a ton load of overtime, which cut into personal time. Unfortunately, the show suffered because of that. I couldn't give half-assed efforts doing the show. I didn't really have the time to do it. I snuck in videos here and there when I was able to sneak some extra time in, but this is me coming back full time. Now let's jump right into it. If you remember, or if you're new to the show, or if you just forgot how we work this, basically we break the show down into 3 sections. The so-so, which is neither bad or good, it's just there. The bad and the good. Jumping right into the so-so, we have one of the first things in the category, Stardust versus Mizdow. Now, I hear what you're saying, and I understand. How can I hate Mizdow? How can I put him on something that's just so-so? Here's why. After breaking from The Miz, I kind of wanted Mizdow to go back to Sandow, have his own music, not be a Miz clone, but alas, we get Mizdow. Then we get the inevitable Miz return, setting up the feud. I'm expecting a match at Extreme Rules between the two, which will be awesome. Miz has improved greatly. This is the best Miz I think we've ever seen. Mizdow is right back where he was a few years ago when he won Money in the Bank and was on trajectory to be a huge star, and they kind of stunned him. This match just felt a little flat. Again, my expectations going in were a little different, which probably why it felt flat. Mizdow picked up the win. Miz beats him down afterwards. Like I said, feud will go on. Next up, AJ Lee, Paige, and Naomi versus the Bella Twins and Natalya Neidhart. Now, I enjoyed the fact that the Divas got some time to work with, but even with the extra time, this felt like same old Diva bullcrap we got. We didn't really get any storyline. We didn't get no real reason why this is the way it is. Basically, this was pick WrestleMania's match and add 2 more people. The face team picks up the win, not surprisingly. I just kind of wanted more. I want more of my Divas, and hopefully going forward, we're going to get more and more out of the Divas division. Rumors are that they're going to put more effort into it and a better balance to give them longer matches and better storylines. Hopefully that's true. Last but not least, on the so-so portion, Goldust versus Rusev. It kind of just felt like a Rusev has nothing to do, let's put him against Goldust moment. The commentary talking about why Rusev didn't challenge Cena, we're jumping out of place here, was kind of weird. It kind of is like they're devaluing Rusev already, coming off of his first pinfall or submission loss. I don't know, just another one that felt kind of flat and a great show all over. Rusev picks up the win. Hopefully they get him back to where he was as a monster. He is. I'm not a huge fan of him. I don't see anything special. But they can always use that guy that's a building block to the main event / main event. Now let's jump into our bad section. Really only had one match. It was Kane, Big Show, and Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton, Ryback, and Roman Reigns. Why do I call this bad? On the night after WrestleMania, which is always the Raw reset button, where we see the new feuds going forward, when we see people debut, people coming back, we get same old bullshit we've been dealing with for the last year with the Authority storyline. This match, this 6-man tag, could have happened anywhere from Survivor Series last year all the way till now. on every show, and it probably happened a few times already and I just don't remember. I kind of felt like Raw needs a fresh way to go, and a lot of the show felt new and fresh and reinvigorated. Maybe giving us an actual main event that means something would be a way to go. If this would have been placed earlier in the show and maybe the Intercontinental title match going here, the US title match going here, something of some importance, it would have made a better show in my opinion. Now, before we get into the good portion, if you've watched the show before, or even if you don't remember or you're new to the show, we do a question of the week. Now, the last one we did was in November. Normally, I'll read out your answers, and I'll give you my opinion. Unfortunately, it's really not relevant at this point, that question of the week. I look back and I checked it out. So we're just going to go right into the question of the week for this week. And it's based off of WrestleMania. We seen a gang fight between the NWO and DX, which, don't get me started on why it doesn't make sense that the NWO helped Sting, or that the Outsiders are fighting off all of their best friends as far as DX. Anywho, question of the week is, which one are you a bigger fan of? The New World Order or D-Generation X? Let us know what you think. Hit us up on Facebook, hit us up on Twitter, put it down where? Down there in the comments. Now, coming up after that, we're going into the good section. It's a sizable portion of the show. I thought this show altogether, and I'll talk about that at the end, was pretty good. But we're going to go right into it. First thing of the night, Brock Lesnar coming out, dressed to wrestle. Him and Paul Heyman addressing the fact they want the rematch tonight, which brings out Stephanie McMahon, which says Rollins isn't here yet, but when he gets here, we'll address that and you'll get your rematch tonight. Great opening, kind of similar to what they normally do, but with the intensity of Brock Lesnar and the mic skills of Paul Heyman and the overall heel work of Stephanie McMahon, it made a better opening segment than they've had in a while. It didn't have the same old blah blah blah, I hate you, blah blah blah, here's John Cena, blah blah blah, here's the Authority, blah blah blah. It was new, fresh, some of the same characters, but again, Brock's intensity, the potential of Brock wrestling again, which is always an attraction, Paul Heyman's mic work, and Stephanie being the heel that she is, made it a killer segment for me. Next up, we have Daniel Bryan versus Dolph Ziggler, the aforementioned Intercontinental title match. Fantastic match. I love the fact that they're going with a friendly rivalry between the two, where they're both faces. There's no need for there to be all face versus heel rivalries. You can have face versus face rivalries. You can have heel versus heel rivalries. If you write this program good, which is what this is, two guys that want to be the best in the business, wrestling out for one of the most important titles in the business. Writes itself. Daniel Bryan picks up the win. Afterwards, we get Bad News Barrett, who's been on commentary, coming into the ring, who then gets chased out by Sheamus, who then proceeds to attack Bryan and Ziggler. First off, we get Sheamus with a big red mohawk and the mutton chops braided, a different look to him, coming back heel. I love this about this. He looked goofy. He's always looked goofy. I don't think there's anything you could do to not make the man look goofy. However, this being said, I like heel Sheamus now. I think this part of his career, he needed a change and he needed something fresh. He hasn't been heel for a good while. This will freshen him up and this will make him more interesting, in my opinion. Next up, we have an 8-man tag match. The Ascension, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro versus the New Day and Lucha Dragons. Normally, this is the kind of match I hate. Lucha Dragons make their main roster debut, which means it's the main roster debut of Kalisto, who took it upon himself to go out there, and I don't know what was up with him, but he went out there and he said, Rey Mysterio is gone. I am the new version, the improved version of Rey Mysterio. Flew around the ring, showed off exactly what he could do, actually looked better than he has in NXT, looked better than he's looked since back when he was in Dragon Gate, which says a lot because he was amazing in Dragon Gate. The guy went out there, gave 150%, stole the show, stole the match. Lucha Dragons and New Day win. Kalisto comes out and basically puts the world on notice that he's someone to be reckoned with. Bravo. I thought it was awesome. And I'm not a Lucha Dragons fan. I thought they were kind of goofy and cheesy, mostly because they're forcing it. The Hunico Sin Cara thing, I'm still not okay with. I'm not cool with it. I'd be cool if he had a different mask and they called him something else. I just don't like the connotations that come with him being Sin Cara, who's known to be a botcher, basically, in WWE. Coming off of that, we have the payoff. Brock Lesnar comes down to the ring. Seth Rollins comes out, cites that he has jet lag. He doesn't want to wrestle. Brock tries to attack Rollins. He slithers away. Brock destroys J&J security, tosses him over the Spanish announce table, overturns the American announce table on Michael Cole, Booker T, and JBL. JBL and Booker get pinned. Michael Cole's not so lucky. He gets drug into the ring, gets hit with an F5, ends up having to be stretchered out. Then Brock Lesnar grabs the cameraman, threatens the F5. Stephanie comes out, says there's going to be consequences if this happens. F5's the cameraman twice. Stephanie suspends him. We all know why. We know that Brock has limited dates, limited schedule. You have to write him off every now and then. Have to give him a reason why he's not there. Thought it was great. I love Brock the Destroyer. It fits his character so well. Brock losing the title without losing the title and continuing to be a destructive force keeps Brock at that high standard which he set for himself, where he's the top of the card, top of the food chain. I enjoyed it. I thought it was awesome. I really thought you just let Brock rip through some people. It's always going to be fun. Next up, we have Curtis Axel, Axelmania versus another NXT debut, Neville. Dropped Adrian from the name, I guess somewhere in the flight from Orlando to California, he lost it. Neville comes out with a purple cape on, kind of superhero looking, jumps in the ring, and much like Kalisto did earlier in the night, Neville makes this a personal showcase for himself, shows off exactly why he's a fan favorite down in NXT and has been a fan favorite for over a decade to indie fans. Hits an amazing red arrow. Again, steals a match, puts the roster on notice that he's here and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Loved it. Thought it was awesome. And I'm not a huge Neville fan. I like the guy. I think he's an amazing talent. Again, he just went out there. He had an opportunity. When you get your opportunity, seize it. Him and Kalisto both did. Last but not least, we have our U.S. title open challenge match. Cena says he'll take on whoever. John Cena says he'll take on whoever. Out comes the Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose. Thought they put on a great match. Ambrose lost to Cena. Not so much of a big deal. The fact that we got a guy like Dean Ambrose and John wrestling on John Cena's level makes Dean Ambrose look better, makes him look more important. Thought it was good. I like the tease at the end where it seems that Ambrose is starting to get affected by the losses. Thought it was altogether a cool match. Great way to have Cena working with one of the new faces of the WWE with the tried and true face of the WWE. All in all, I thought it was a wonderful show, and we're going to go right into our ratings. Now, if you remember from the shows past, we have a 1 to 5 scale. 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. 1 is a Heath Slater, 2 is a Curtis Axel, 3 is a Stardust, 4 is a Cesaro, and 5 is a Daniel Bryan. I'm giving the show a 5, a Daniel Bryan, probably the best Monday Night Raw since the Raw after WrestleMania last year. Awesome matches, 2 wonderful debuts, guys that are moving up the card, Sheamus returning, everything about it felt special. It felt new and rejuvenated. Other than the main event, it felt like Raw was going in a new direction, something that's going to be fun and interesting moving forward. Hopefully, they could keep the momentum going and keep it strong going for the next few months, going throughout the year and forward. Now, before I leave, before I end this video, I don't normally do this. I've been away for a few months, and I'm going to put it out there like this. The show's been going on for quite a bit of time. I took an extended break from the show. I'm sorry about that, guys. I do apologize. I wish I could have done more of this. I enjoy doing these. Here's what I'm putting out. I'm putting out a call to action for all of my friends and all of my fans that are watching this here, friends of the show, new to the show. If you like and you enjoy Heel Heat and you enjoy my opinions and what I'm doing, I want you to do this. I don't want you to go too far out of your way. I want you to like the video. I want you to make sure you subscribe to us. And I would like it if you guys could share. If you have other wrestling friends, if you have Facebook groups that are about wrestling that you post in, share it there. Share it on your Twitter. Share it on your Instagram. Well, I guess you couldn't share it on your Instagram. But anyway, you get the point. Share the links out there. I have, right now, as of taping of the show, before I came to tape this, we were at 470 subscribers. It is the 31st of March, 2015. By the end of April, I want to go over 500 subscribers. I want to get up there and I want to break it. I want to come back with a vengeance, and I want to come back strong, and I want to get us out there, and I want to get the Heel Heat name to where it's synonymous with wrestling reviews. I want my show to be the one that everybody looks for. And that's where I need you guys. You guys that follow the show and like the show, share us. Because if you like it, chances are the people you like are going to like it. But basically, that's all I have to say about all that. My name is George Coles. This has been another episode of Heel Heat. And thank you for all your patience. Again, I'm back with a vengeance.